So it looks like we are live. Perfect. All right, let me just shut off. So technical stuff, right? Technical stuff sometimes is not my number one. And the last time I tried to go live with Zoom, it just came up with our audio, so it was echoing.
But you're further from me because I still don't know how to do it on my own.
So I will definitely show you, but let's
Okay.
start it because I think this is such an important conversation to have. And I want to make sure that I am introducing you properly. And then we're going to get into some really fun, numbers. I think a lot of people shy away from the numbers. A lot of people don't want to look at the numbers. And you're here to say, please look at the numbers. So I'm here live today with Dalila Popko, and she is a former accountant, controller, turned business owner. She owns LUMI, which is dedicated to empowering clients by helping them make more money, become better business owners, and own businesses that inspire success and prosperity. And she helps her clients stay on track to generate consistent, positive cash flow. I mean, just listening to that, it's like consistent, positive cash flow. That is every business's dream, whether you're a solopreneur, medium or small size business. Positive cash flow is, number one, really. Do you agree?
Yes, exactly. That's what drives success.
It does. And so let's just dive right in because I want to hear what these 5 big challenges facing 90% of small businesses. I want to see what that is because I bet you any money, one of those is probably like, I'm sitting here going, I bet you one of them is probably on my list, right? I think we're just always trying to be better business owners. And so why don't we get in with number 1?
Yes. So the number one is that the business relies on the owner or it all falls apart. You basically are the employee, are everything to the business. And as we start our business, yes, that's going to be what we have to do, you know what I mean? But as we grow, we need to invest in our business and make sure that we're still thinking, I don't want to be the only one that drives profit, the only one that drives this business to be a success, because we don't want to create for ourselves a job. We want to create a business. That's one of the main things that I keep thinking about. Even for my own, I want a business. I don't want a job. I don't want to replace the corporate job. You know what I mean? So I want business owners to start thinking of like how they can create a business and get away from, yeah, you created a job, replace a regular job, but now let's build it into a business. And then number 1, I feel like is the catch-22 problem, where you're trying to do it all and you're just playing catch up with all of the different tasks, and we're all doing it at the early stages of our businesses. And number 3, they don't have a simple way to understand what's working and what's not in their business. And the main reason that I see this is because they're not working with, when they are small, they're not working with a bookkeeper or an accountant. They're not implementing tax strategies. And as they grow to becoming more of a medium-sized business, they're not working with a CFO. And that's like key, because it gives them a different set of ideals, things to look at, you know what I mean? Other than like an accountant, a bookkeeper shows you what has happened in the past, and let's move and just present on those numbers. They don't guide you on how to move forward to build that business that we all want to. And then another problem that I see, we don't have clear goals of where we want to go, what we want to accomplish. Where do we see ourselves, our businesses in 5 years from now, 3 years from now, whatever that time period it is. I usually like to look at and think in 2 to 5 year periods. That has helped me get to where I am today, actually.
Yeah. So
And
do you
number
think, not to interrupt you because you're on a
yes.
roll here, but Do you think the reason why that happens is because business owners are, just too much in the doing than actually looking at, what the bigger vision is?
You hit that perfect point, and that's exactly what it is. That we're so focused on driving sales, you know what I mean, rather than seeing, okay, how much did I make this month? What is it really working? You know what I mean? How much am I bringing in? How much is it going out? Does it make sense what I'm doing? So they get concentrated on the day to day, and they don't think of the overall vision.
Makes sense.
Mhm. So let's go back to number 5. They don't have a clear path to follow to a more profitable business. And again, that comes back from not working with someone that can guide them, that can point them in the right direction. And I understand it's hard to find someone that you can trust to share all of this information, because it's very personal, you know, how much we're making or what we're doing. It feels very personal. But I think the key would be finding someone you can trust, that you see that cares about you and your business and your family. That's key. So those are the 5 biggest challenges that I keep seeing.
Yeah, and so kind of bring us down the road of, how do you build the trust with somebody? So I think that's such a great point, is that, whether it's your personal money or business money, it sort of all is just money. And we have these attachments to the money and, judgments and things like that. So how do you come in to help a business owner? Do you do like, a consultation? What is your process to sort of get to know the person so that you can build that relationship?
So excuse me, sorry. So I offer a free consultation where I find out what are their goals, what are their dreams, what they want to accomplish, the reason why they build the dream. I like to know a little bit of the history of who they are, what they're doing, and how they're helping others. Um, and then to see if we're a good fit as well. You know what I mean? I want to grow with business owners who are driven. I want to work with business owners who are driven and grow along with them as well. So I want to build partnerships. I want them to know that they can trust me with their numbers. It's confidential. And I'm here to guide them, to be a partner for them, to cheer them on and guide them with the right tools, with the right numbers. To that growth where they see themselves in a couple of years from now.
Yeah, so I mean, that's such a great opportunity, and we'll circle back at the end with that too, just so that we end on that note, that consultation, because someone may watch this and, they're like, "Ooh, I like how she's approaching everything." So tell me a little bit more about the services that you offer. So you offer CFO services, but you also offer bookkeeping and accounting. And when I hear that, I also hear like tax strategy. So talk to us a little bit about what you have to offer.
Yes. So if you're a very small business owner, let's say you're making under 100K, you're going to be needing probably bookkeeping or accounting along with tax strategies. And then once you hit that level of, let's say 200,000, 300, then you're going to be looking for a CFO role. But what I like the most about my services is that we can grow together. And that's one of the things that I enjoy the most. And I have seen it with my clients. We're growing as they're growing, and I can offer all of these different services. So bookkeeping would be to start for a small business owner who's really wants to build a business, you know what I mean, not just replace an income. Because in the past I have worked with business owners who says, I just want to make ends meet. And I understand that, you know what I mean, like there are some people who just want to replace a job where that flexibility, because once you're a business owner you have that flexibility. But there are other business owners who say, no, I want to build a business and I want to get from that stage where I am everything with if I'm not here, then my business doesn't exist. So through that growth, help them through that growth period as well. So so I offer bookkeeping, accounting, along with tax strategies to make sure that you are not paying as much taxes as you have done in the past, and bring that money back to invest it in areas that will drive growth.
So, offline, I remember a number, and I could be wrong, 30,000, something like that, but you were able to save one of your clients a huge amount of money. How much was it again?
25 to 30,000.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
that's
that,
just for 1 year. You haven't even gone back the allowable time to see what else you can save for that client, which I think is awesome.
correct. So I was able to do that for one of my clients, and the reason why is because they're doing their own books. They're thinking they're saving money by not working with an accountant and giving them this money on a monthly basis. But you know what I mean? This accounting and role exists because there's so much that we need to learn. There's so many tax strategies that are out there that need to be implemented. So when you are a business owner and you're not in that accounting field, there's so much knowledge that you lack, and you're thinking, oh, I'm saving money here and there, but you're really not. What you're doing is just handing money to the IRS, not growing your business the right way. So when we get to look at your books, we can already see which expenses you're not claiming, which tax strategies will be beneficial for you and get you to save all of that money rather than hand it to the IRS. You can invest that money back, either if you want to advertise more because you want more clients, if you want marketing, you want to buy equipment. There's so many things that you can do with that money that you're handing to the IRS to grow that business. And there's going to be a point where, yes, you're going to be giving this money to the IRS, but at that point is really not going to matter to you because you pass that, you know what I mean, that growth stage.
So I loved hearing that story, because I think that, you almost need, like, the 5 pitfalls of small businesses. And that's one of them, is you think you're saving money by doing your books yourself and doing your taxes yourself. There's strategies that can save you, a 20 plus $1,000. That's like pretty amazing. And so if someone wanted to work with you, you do virtual services and brick and mortar. Is that correct?
Yes. I have a couple of clients where I go into their businesses and work from their businesses, and others where I just work remotely. We meet once a month or every quarter, depending on the services that they want to and the services that fit their businesses. And then we go from there. But definitely Zoom is a friend of mine. So I'm always meeting with my clients through Zoom, and the initial conversation is over the phone because I want to get to know you. I want you to feel comfortable with me. Then we have, if you're ready to take the next steps, we take a look at your numbers, and then we do a Zoom meeting to evaluate all of your numbers and go from there. You know what I mean? But to work with me, it's not just on the first meeting, because I want to get to know you. I want to know if I can help you, and I will let you know on the first meeting, yes, I can help you. And then these are the steps that we will go through, and we will work together to get to that end goal that you have.
I love that. And you had talked, just to circle back on the story about, or not even, I was going to ask you to tell us a story of your client that you moved from what I'll call, a small business, who moved to a medium-sized business, that you were able to help grow, help them through that process. And it was like, what do you think were the biggest things that, made that difference in the business as you move them forward?
Um, I can think of one, and it was them again, working with me to build tax strategies, seeing which numbers drive cash flow, which numbers drive profit. in order to get to that next step. They weren't working with a CFO. They just had bookkeepers in the past, which just told them the story of what has happened in the past. So with me as a CFO in that role, we get to plan for the future and look at the numbers that actually drive cash, because that's where, you know what I mean, you would see growth. And that but the main thing is working together. Like, for example, we set goals for what we want to accomplish that month, and I usually give my business owners one or two, because I don't want to overwhelm them, and I want them to see progress. So we work on it, one or two goals of what they need to work through the next month. We evaluate what we did, if the targets that we set for cash or profit work, and what adjustments we need to make. But definitely that key of working together, them doing their homework, me doing their homework, communicating with each other. If they have a question, they know they can come to me. That kind of like, I still think of it as a partnership. I want them to come to me and think of like Dalila is a trusted person. I can come to her with any question, and it doesn't matter what kind of question. I want you to come to me. I want you to feel comfortable coming to me. That way we can work together well and understand each other and understand the business. And as we, the longer we work together, the more I know you, your business, and what really works for you.
So one of the things that I think about when I think about money is, the idea that people or business owners, solopreneurs are making decisions when they don't know their numbers. And so do you find that, when you go into a new business, that's part of the problem is, they're not looking at their numbers on a regular basis, and you're able to help them so that they are making those decisions with someone as a partner.
Correct. And that has been the case for all of my clients. They weren't really looking at their numbers. They don't understand what a P&L, or some of them don't even understand what a P&L and a balance sheet is, and what these reports mean to them. You know what I mean? So I go and educate them on what to look for and what to look at when they look at these reports. Some of them come with, I was talking about it with another person the other day. Their balance sheet has negative $20,000 in a bank account. That's not even possible. The bank will never let you do that. But like, these are errors because really they don't understand what these reports mean. They don't understand that they need to be reconciling these reports on a monthly basis. They need to be looking at what comes in and what goes out, and why all of this money is going out, or how is all this money is coming in. And all of these things are so important for them, but they are so focused on the day-to-day work. And you know what I mean? And they leave that report for later, and later, and later happens to be a year from now. So that's what I keep finding.
Yeah, I have to say the same when when I'm talking to people, is that they just they don't know, or they're not even using a system. So a lot of solopreneurs are, using an Excel spreadsheet. QuickBooks is not that difficult and it's not that expensive. But even if you're, like you said, even if you're there doing like the data entry, if you're not putting it where it's supposed to go and you're not looking at the reports, then it's all for nothing. So you've just spent all that
Correct.
time to then go, oh crap, like what's going on? And now someone has to come in and sort of, do a cleanup, which is something that you would be able to offer a
Correct.
business owner and get them on track. And so, let's talk about this. And I know it depends on where the business is, but like, on average, a small business on, around 100K or below, how long does it take you to sort of get them back on track in a, positive cash flow on average? Just sort of throwing it out there, with the case studies that you have, what does that look like? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? What does it look like?
Depends on the goals as well, but on average 6 to a year, and that's in the CFO role. You know
Okay.
what I mean? It will be 6 to 8 year, because we have to set targets for each month and make sure that we are following those
Following,
targets.
that's it, right?
Yes, it's so important. It's not just about me at that point. It's let's work together to build what you want to build. You know what I mean? I'm here to be that financial guidance, but I will need your help in order to do what you need to do in order to make these numbers grow, because at the end of the day you are the one that is driving your business. You're sitting, you understand your business, you know everything, all the ins and outs, and you need to work with your clients in order, for example, let's if you have problems with accounts receivable, you're not receiving payments and it's taking you 90 days, we need to fix that, but we need to work together. I can tell you what to do, but you have to go and do the task of reaching out to your clients, you know what I mean, and saying, look, we're behind on this collecting. Like, that's one little key thing that most business owners forget, the importance of you bringing that cash. Yes, you send that invoice, but when are you going
Right.
to collect on this money?
When we get
um,
that.
so you know what I mean, we have to work together, and you have to accomplish those things that we set at the beginning of the month, and to say, okay, you got the next 30 days to get this done so we can move forward with the goals that we set.
No, that's all great. I love that answer. And so, is there anything that I missed that you wanted to touch on before we wrap it up?
I think we touched about on all of the services, but I want to go back to all to the services a little bit. There was an area where I wanted to talk about the accounting system. It's so important for small business to have an accounting system, and most business owners think that is such a big expense, but it's not. Like, for example, QuickBooks. If you're using a the simplest version is going to cost you under $30 a month. That's a really good investment for you to make and keep all of your records there. Also, I find that a lot of business owners are using so many different platforms to keep track of their business, when QuickBooks, which is an accounting system, gives you that ability to do all of that, send invoices,
Right. I was
um,
gonna say send
collect
invoices. I know someone
payment.
who like does QuickBooks and then sends invoices from somewhere else, and it's just like, wait a minute, what? So
Yes, and then you have to keep track of all of these other things, and the accounting system that you can use that is very friendly for small business owners, you're not using, and that system allows you to send invoices, allows you to collect payment, and you host all of your information in one platform, you know what I mean? And then obviously work with a bookkeeper, with an accountant, to make sure that these numbers are accurate, that you are utilizing all of the system, all of what the system offers you, and make sure that you're expensing everything that you're allowed to expense, because I keep finding that a lot of business owners, they don't really, oh, I thought that was a personal expense, I thought that was a personal expense. And on the minimum, I find that they haven't been allocating let's say $10,000, $7 to $10,000, that they thought that was personal expense, and it can be business expense, you know. So many things like that, but definitely my big takeaway would be use an accounting system, and there are good accounting systems out there that allow you to host everything in that system, payments, track customers, you know what I mean, so you can keep yourself organized and have everything in one place.
no, I love that. So as we wrap up, how again can someone work with you? It's the free consultation, and how does someone find that free consultation?
We can maybe put it in the comments in the live. I can send you to my website, and then you have a calendar link, and then you can schedule a consultation there, and then we will go from there.
All right. Well, Dalila, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. Great information, knowledgeable, and just someone amazing to work with. So we will get that posted in the comments so people can check it out and see about grabbing a free consultation.
Yes, thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate your time.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.